Hi, welcome back to English 111. This is the week that we will be finishing up our Core Project 4 essay and submitting your rough draft to Smart Thinking so that you can get some great feedback from them, just as you did for your rhetorical analysis. And then you should be able to polish everything up so that you submit your final by April the 28th. That's when it's due. So there's not much more to cover that I haven't already covered, except I did want to talk about an extra document that I put on the Moodle page this week. Um, this right here that says check sheet for Core Project 4 Problem Solution Persuasive Essay. You can look at your rough draft and make sure that you have everything that is mentioned here and just sort of use it as a check sheet. In your introduction, um, which I've already looked at for most of you, your attention getter, your explanation of what the United Nations Global Goals are all about, the explanation of your specific goal that you're writing about, and then your thesis statement that lists the three solutions to the problem that your goal is concerning. And then in the background paragraph, you would have a topic sentence indicating that this paragraph will be about the background of the problem, evidence that shows the magnitude of the problem, your commentary on the problem, and then you want to end that paragraph with repeating your three solutions, just to remind the reader what the next three body paragraphs are going to be about. Then for body paragraph for solution one, a topic sentence that tells what the solution is, and use your transitions that say, like, one solution for this problem is to do so and so. And then give your commentary on the solution, give some evidence of where this solution is working in the world, give your commentary on that example, and more evidence of how the solution is working in the world, and more commentary. Remember, every time you you give evidence or you provides evidence that you've gotten from a source, you always need to have more commentary after you use that source. And you do the same thing for body paragraph 2. Another solution is to do so and so, and move on through body paragraph 3, topic sentence that tells what the solution is again, your opposition and refutation, a topic sentence that states that not everyone is in agreement, or that, you remember we talked about last time, is too expensive, it won't work, whatever you could find that would be an opposition to it. You want to give a fair summary of what the opposition says, concede what is right about what the opposition says, and then contradict or refute what is wrong about the opposition. Supply evidence to back you up, comment on that evidence, and then restate your side, either the goal or the solution, depending on what you have opposition to. And then you're ready for your conclusion paragraph. Your conclusion paragraph is going to have a restatement of the claim that you made, which is your thesis. That is at the end of your introduction paragraph. And remember, just like for the rhetorical analysis, we talked about the restatement of the thesis. They're cousins, they're not identical twins. So you don't want to just give the same wording, but you want it to resemble what you had originally said, but just change the words up a little bit. And then you want to give your summary of the solutions, not just a list, but what each solution is about. Now, you don't have to bring in all the evidence and everything again, but just you're doing this for your reader so that your reader will remember, oh yeah, I remember now what you were talking about for solution 1 and solution 2 and solution 3. And then a call to action where you're going to put everyday things that everyone can do to help towards this problem. And it really just depends. This is where, if you're talking about hunger, in the world, and you can bring in the solution of like rounding up your change when you go to the grocery store uh, for a hunger problem, something like that. But just something that everybody can do. Recycling um, for climate change, things like that. And then you want to have a really strong statement to conclude your um, your essay. Sometimes this is called the bell ringer. It's something that hopefully people will remember. If you have a way with words and can put something um, that has like 3 points that people can remember. But it's kind of like, when you go to church and you hear the sermon, the preacher does the same thing at the end. He gets really strong and emphatic with his wording, and he ends with something that is memorable. And anybody that does speeches follows that same method. And so do it in this essay also. Remember last week, I gave you the example, the sample that one of my former students had written. And it is, here it is, the sample core project 4 essay. And let's just take a look and see what he did for his conclusion. And as I said, his was not a perfect essay, but it was an A essay, and I wanted you to have something that you could look at to see what an A essay looks like, how it was put together. Another thing that you want to check this week is that you have in-text citations for information, the sources that you've brought in for your evidence that you've brought in. Everywhere you put information in the essay that is not just something that was your common knowledge that came from some source that you had to read or look up to put in the essay, you need to have an in-text citation that is going to refer you back to the trying to get to the end of this, and it's not scrolling as well as I wanted it to. Okay, so you want to get back to the works cited page, and it needs to match. So remember, whatever you put in your parentheses or your in-text citation that you write in your sentence needs to match the hanging out part on the okay, I finally got to his, here we go. Okay, to his conclusion. So anyway, just check your works cited and make sure they match too. And the way he's done it with his in-text citation and his works cited entries is good, very good. So you can follow his pattern. All right, here's his concluding paragraph. It says 30% of the earth is covered by forest, and these forests are in danger of deforestation by humans. These forests are also house 80% of terrestrial animals. With forests in danger of destruction, this also places 80% of terrestrial animals in danger of extinction. Goal 15 of the United Nations Global Sustainable Goals is to protect forests, combat desertification, and protect wildlife on land. That's a mouthful right there. To protect life on land, the world needs to be educated on what each individual can contribute to their local environment. Recycling or composting waste or composting waste affects the environment drastically if everyone participates. So these are some things that people can do at home. Compost waste, recycle. And then with the implementation of best management practices by individuals, companies, and governments, the world would really be protecting life on land. However, to accomplish this goal, everyone must understand their role as an environmental steward. And so that's his ringing conclusion there, to encouraging everybody to become an environmental steward of the earth. And that ties back with his title, I believe. Yeah, the importance of environmental stewards. In other words, um, all of us have to take care of the earth. Okay, so like I said, it's a good sample for you to follow. And so this week, continue, get all your body paragraphs together for your solutions, your 3 solutions, finish up your opposition and refutation, and then add your conclusion. And when you get all of your rough draft completed, you're going to submit it to Smart Thinking. Now, put a Smart Thinking link on this week. My computer's not acting right. And anyway, I put the Smart Thinking link right here. You can see the little falling star thing there for Smart Thinking. Click on that when you're ready to submit it. And that is a live link too, well, that'll take you to Smart Thinking, and just do it the same way you did when you did the rhetorical analysis. Here is a summary of the assignment, because when you submit to Smart Thinking, it will ask you, what is the assignment about? Because remember, those tutors haven't been in our class. They don't know what the assignment is. They don't know what I've asked them to do. So this is a good, you can copy and paste this into that place on the Smart Thinking submission, and it tells, it tells basically what you were supposed to do in your essay, and that'll help them to know, did you successfully accomplish what you were supposed to set out to do. When you get your Smart Thinking feedback back, you want to copy and paste it into this journal down here. For Core Project 4 Smart Thinking Feedback Journal, you want to paste it in there and then add a couple of sentences. I'll click on the journal so you can see the excuse me, the directions where it says copy and paste your feedback from Smart Thinking into the journal, and then add a few sentences at the end explaining how you plan to use the advice you receive from them. And so we did this for the rhetorical analysis, and you're doing the same thing for this one. And hopefully you got really good feedback on the rhetorical analysis, and a lot of you said that you enjoyed getting the feedback. And so I think the same will help you here. So anything that they ask you to work on or strengthen or think about, please do that. Remember that let me go back out of the journal. Remember that the final for this essay is due on April the 28th. If you're a Tuesday person, April the 28th. If you're a Monday person, it's due April the 27th. And I'll have that section open for you for next week, so that you can put your final copy on there. Submit that for your grade. I want you to make an A on this, like a lot of you made A's for the annotated bibliography. I want to see A's on this one too. Then we'll have a final assessment to do the last week, and then we're done. So I want you to continue to work hard. Let's finish strong and do well. Contact me if you need any help. I will be meeting on Thursday morning at I'll be on the Google Greet or the Google Meet at 8:30, and then I'll be back again at 10. So if you want to attend one of those, you certainly can. If this video is sufficient for you, and or you can email me questions, we can handle it that way. That'll be fine as well. So you have a great week. Finish this up. Don't put yourself in a panic by having to do it at the last minute. Go ahead and get it done. And then when you've gotten everything done, we'll get a good grade on this and move on, and the final, and I don't even know what the final is going to be at this point, but let's don't worry about that yet. Let's get this done first. So anything else you need from me, just let me know, and I'll be glad to help you. Thanks. I'll see you later.